दे इतनी भक्ति माँ, मेरे अंग अंग में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ, मेरे अंग अंग में। जैसे राम के बजरंग में माँ, जैसे राम के बजरंग में, बजरंग में, बजरंग में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ, मेरे अंग अंग में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ, मेरे अंग अंग में। भर दे इतनी प्रीति माँ, भर दे इतनी प्रीति माँ, जितना पानी सागर में। भर दे इतनी प्रीति माँ, जितना पानी सागर में। कमी नहीं होगी तभी, कमी नहीं होगी तभी, तनिक तेरे प्यार के आगर में, आगर में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ, मेरे अंग अंग में। भीख तू इतनी दे दे माँ, भीख तू इतनी दे दे माँ, मेरी मैली चादर में। भीख तू इतनी दे दे माँ, मेरी मैली चादर में। दर्पण हर पल, दर्पण हर पल देखूं तेरे सत्संग में, सत्संग में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ, मेरे अंग अंग में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ, मेरे अंग अंग में। भर दे हर एक बाग को माँ, प्यार के फूल कलियों से भर दे, भर दे हर एक बाग को माँ, प्यार के फूल और कलियों से। महक तेरी आएगी तब, महक तेरी आएगी तब, महक तेरी आएगी तब, सड़कों से गलियों से भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में। जैसे राम के बजरंग में माँ, जैसे राम के बजरंग में, बजरंग में, बजरंग में भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, भर दे इतनी भक्ति माँ मेरे अंग अंग में, मेरे अंग अंग में, मेरे अंग अंग में।
A very warm welcome to all of you in our session this morning. Mayank, do let me know if I'm not audible or visible properly. So, just to let you know about these sessions first before we start. So, we are having three sessions daily, one in the morning at 8 o'clock, one in the afternoon at 4:15, and one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All these sessions are geared towards telling a bit about Sahaj Yoga meditation, giving a brief introduction about what is it, why we need it, how is it different from others, etc. And apart from this, we have one session at 5:30 p.m. in the evening every day for seekers who have now understood the basics and want to go deeper into meditation. The session today specifically is geared towards students, and we want to sort of discuss how student life is affected right now and can be made better with Sahaj Yoga and meditation. So, what we'll do is we'll have some slides that we'll go through. That's just a help for us to understand the basics and the need and what is it that we do in meditation. And then we'll go for the actual experience of meditation right here and right now. This won't take very long. And at the end, if you want to ask any questions or discuss something, you can join the Zoom link or leave your queries, questions on the YouTube chat itself. So let's start the discussion now. Essentially, why people come to Sahajog or turn towards spirituality or meditation, this has become sort of a new fad today. Everybody is trying this, and people are, it's becoming something that everybody is trying out, and there are so many methods that have come up. But why do they turn towards something like this? This is mostly people are very stressed and they have a lot of tensions in life, so many things that they want to do, achieve, and then depression of not achieving, and so many things that are there. So that is how people turn towards spirituality, and that is how most people also come to Sahajog. Also, there are many other problems, physical problems, family issues, and so many troubles that push people towards searching for something that is higher self or spirituality. So in Sahaj Yoga, what we're proposing is that you de-stress yourself, balance yourself, get a total well-being, and you get your inner self and get a real transformation. It is not something that one tells, okay, now you are a Sahaj Yogi, so it's done. So nothing like that. Something that has to happen inside, and you must get it yourself. Unless you get something or achieve something by doing something, you should not do it and should not accept it. But at the same time, you should also keep your mind open right now when we are talking about Sahaj Yoga. As a scientist, as a researcher of something that is of great value and importance being propagated by someone, but I should also be able to verify it. So that's the scientific mindset that will help you understand Sahaja very well right now. So I've myself gone through the challenges of the competition and the exams, as it's most young people these days they are going through this. So I've also done engineering entrance exams and then MBA entrance exams, and I know the stress that one goes through, uh, right, with studying, with school, and what all comes with it, and the competition all around you, and you just don't understand what's going on, and the expectations all around. It's a very, really an aggressive environment all around you. And this is really at a stage when we are just coming out of, um, our teenage years, etc. We have not seen the world a lot. It's a lot of stress that students face these days. And it, it, and we have heard so many news up until now, and it's really depressing to see the state of affairs that the competition has put on um, complete education system, one would say. And it's really something that is ruining our lives, our next generation to be very much, which is pushing them into wrong things as well. Again, the students, the young that are there today, the late teenagers, early 20s, even late 20s, people who are still in competition. So they're all worried about so many things. The biggest worry is the expectations around them from the family, that, I should achieve this. My family expects this, and my friends are doing this. He got that. He got that. My seniors did this. Competition all around, and it was really hard. Really hard. People are spending 12 hours and 14 hours studying. I've heard, and it's about getting the right jobs later on, the career and missions, and so many exams, and we know it. It is madness all around. And at the same time, we are also at a stage in our life where, it's that awkwardness of getting into late teenage and early 20s. We're looking at ourselves. How do I look? How do I appear? What's my personality like? And so many things around that of opposite sex, and all of that comes into the heads of students. And it's all of that really is causing a complete hodgepodge in our minds. And uh, we just don't know what is it that I should really push for. If I push for something too hard, don't achieve it, then there's depression. And it's that cycle always goes on and on. Now, all of this obviously leads to a lot of problems in our lives. And people have self confidence issues, and a lot of memory issues also come up. It's very interesting to see that a lot of stress, too much working, studying a lot, maybe, and spending no time for yourself. All of this also leads to memory loss. We'll understand later in Sahaj Yoga, when we use our right channel a lot, this happens. And we become, in fact, less attentive, which even further increases our problem because we are studying so hard, spending so much time, and nothing is going inside. We can't remember stuff, and the stressful environment all around. Students start become very restless, and they don't enjoy lives anymore. And of course, they become impatient and irritable. Now, the effect of stress, I think there's been so much research up until now. It's all sort of focusing and telling us that stress leads to many, many, many problems. And it's not just for the young students, but also the elder folks. Um, as of yesterday, I was reading that, working late hours, um, it causes high, it causes several diseases, and you sort of become susceptible to many heart diseases, diabetes, and all of that. And it's now well established. So when Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi, she started Sahaja Yoga in 1970, she used to talk about these mental issues related to our physical. organs not being in order. I think those were early days, people didn't really connect. But now many doctors keep talking about this. Many researchers have published articles stating the correlation of stress, of overworking, of pushing yourself too hard, and all of that aggression. All of that leads into several problems, which are even psychosomatic, and those are much more dangerous. So, of course, we get anxiety, tension, there's lots of sleep, and various diseases come up, which are um, even I said psychosomatic, so it could be OCDs. Also, what happens is that because of all of this anxiety, people are pushed towards things that would give them some sort of even a very small momentary relief, which they think could be smoking, drinking, and other bad habits. This even worsens our physical self and mental self further. We lose self confidence even more. We respect ourselves even lesser. And for example, stress causes liver troubles. Drinking more would cause more liver troubles. Such people can get very deadly liver, and medical troubles come up now very early, even late 20s. People are having heart attacks. So, of course, depression, work performance pressure, all of that becomes part of this. So, we have to get out of this. And how do we get out of it? We really don't know this. This is a thing that even our parents don't tell us. They tell you, oh, don't take stress. Just relax. Somebody would guide you, maybe who's not sort of out of the system, and would tell you that all of this doesn't matter in the long run. What matters is that you stay healthy, happy, pay attention to yourself. But what happens is that we are living in the same mire, in the same competition all around. We're living in this world, and there's no way getting out of it. Maybe momentary, maybe for a few minutes, somebody's guidance would put us through some problems, maybe. But again, we get stuck in the same stuff. Then maybe not the young students, but later stage folks try a lot of things in life, or exercising more, and maybe learning some art forms, and putting yourself into things that are not work. But then again, people put themselves into exercising like it's a work. They go after it, they talk for hours, and they exercise so much that even then we have heard of very big CEOs and very fit folks, and who are leading perfect disciplined life. They are getting heart attacks and whatnot. Because once again, we do things in extremes, and maybe for a while it looks like we have got it or some relief, but it's all temporary. So, what is it that will give us sort of a permanent situation which we can turn to so that our stress is somewhat relieved? We don't live in this mad world all the time and are not pushing ourselves quite so much all the time. So, that's when people talk about meditation. But to us youngsters, it looks like something that we'll do later on in life. I don't need it right now. You know, it's something that older people do to pass their time, or uh, I don't have time for all of this. I have to achieve something much higher. It is not important to me, etc., etc., etc. But the fact is that it is something extremely vital to us. It is something that is supposed to be part of our lives. And the sooner you get to Sahaja meditation, the better it is for your life. Children who take it from their childhood never lose their path. They don't take the wrong things. Something that happens inside, it's a transformation that really enables you to guide yourself properly. It's not something that you have to rely upon outside folks and outside guidance. It's something that is innate, always there with you, something that you can rely upon for getting rid of this mad world and also getting the right guidance in life. It's very deep. It's if we go into talking about stuff that would seem far fetched, getting our self realization and getting to the divine and all of that, which again, the young folks, we think that, it's not our cup of tea, etc. But it's in fact the the aim of our human life. As even young students, we must think that, this is madness. Every year, millions of people give these exams. Then what they do? They get good jobs. Okay, are they settled in life? Are they happy? Then they're next stress. It's not that you have crossed these examinations and you'll get good jobs and then you'll be set for life. Whoever is telling you that, they're lying to you. Believe me. Stress only increases. And what is this madness for? You keep on doing this, keep on running after things. And maybe 30, 40 years later, you realize that, oh, what have I achieved? What is it that I was here for? So there is something much higher in life to be achieved. And the earlier you get it, you'll be able to short circuit that mad race. And you don't realize this after decades, but right now, the importance of our life, why are we here for? We're not here for doing something that is being done by millions of people every day, every year. So there is something that is supposed to be the goal of our life. Let's figure that out. Let's turn towards that. So, what happens in meditation? Let's say when we talk about Sahaja meditation, when we get to ourselves, and it's going to sound like very big words, but when we do get our self realization, the first thing that happens to us is that we get thoughtless awareness. You realize today that we are thinking all the time. There is no end to our thoughts. It's it's like a wheel that is going on and we are running on it continuously. We just don't know how to get out of it. All this thinking and planning and then depression and all of this leads to this mad stress that we are always talking about these days, which causes so many problems and troubles in our life. But when we get our self-realization, that is when the first thing that happens to us is we get thoughtless awareness, which means what? We don't have thoughts while we meditate, but we're completely aware of ourselves. That is how the first step is taken towards achieving our higher self. And that is how we grow also. Now, why is it that we say that we can grow inside, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically? All of that is governed by our inner self. So we exist on all of these planes, and to grow on all of these planes properly, we need to have first a solid ground, which is not always shaky. Something that is moving all the time, you'll never be able to grow a seed there. But if the earth is stable and nice and calm, that is where seed sprouts, which is why we say that you can grow only through meditation and Sahaja. And now, so we say that we're thinking all the time, but what are we thinking of? Just to look at it. So there are only two thoughts that come to us. Either it's the thought of the future or of the past. So the future. I will do this. I want to do this. I have to achieve this. I will go there and do this. And after that, after that, after that, planning, 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 planning. Or of the past. Oh, I could not do this. I should have done that. I wish that would have happened. That person said that to me. In the future, I'll say this to them, etc., etc. You'll see that it's always the past or the future, past or the future. It's continuous. It's like a pendulum, and we keep moving with that pendulum. Meditation is about being in the present. When you are truly in the present, that is when you can do the job that you're doing perfectly. You can imagine if I'm studying right now and I keep thinking of the past or the future. I'll keep reading the line, maybe I'll read it 20 times and still doesn't go into my head. I'm sure it has happened with many of us. That is because our mind is not here, not in the present. So being in the present is meditation, truly being in the present. And that's how we do. Whatever we do it more dynamically, much better. So when we talk about thoughts, And we thought about depression and aggression. This is like a sine wave we have seen in physics. So we think of the future and aggression comes in. I'll do this and I'll do that. So that is like it going up. And then when we think of the past and depression, etc., comes in, it goes down. We're all the time jumping on the cusp of these thoughts, like mad person, truly. And all the time we're thinking. That is why we don't get any peace of mind. That is why we are always stressed. With self realization, what happens is that we first achieve that space in between these thoughts. It is called as Vilamb in Sanskrit. And that peace of mind gives us that thoughtless awareness and that relief from the stress. If you can achieve that in meditation on your own, you are the most powerful person because you're not stressed out by anything there. You can do things much more beautifully and everything becomes much better in life because whatever actions we do, whatever decisions we take, they all become much better, much more sound because we are in a state of balance. We are in a state which is emotionally stable also. So now the question, so we have agreed and we understand that meditation is required and it is something that is vital to us. The question arises that why Sahaja? So Sahaja is actually no new method. It's the most ancient and yet the most new and innovative method of meditation started by Rolling Shree Mataji, Nirmala Devi, 1970. So what is Sahaj Yoga essentially? And we'll have uh, much discussion about that. But Sahaj, the word, it means something that is simple, something that is spontaneous. It happens on its own. Sahaja, Saha and Ja. With Saha means with, Ja means more. It's something as innate that it is born with you. The right to yoga. What is yoga? Yoga is the union with the divine. Yoga comes is a Sanskrit word that means the union. It is not standing on your heads or reading books or doing some other thing that is done by us physically. So let's say something that I can do physically by jumping or something, then it's done by me, right? Anybody can do it. It's something that happens to you inside and you know it. So if you look at it, what is it that is so unique? You get to know your own problems by yourself in meditation. So let's say I go to the doctors and he tells me that you have heart trouble or you have let's say 2 months left to live with cancer of that stage. That is very scary because I don't know anything about myself until the doctor tells me. For the first time, we know our inner self. Not only know, we can cure ourselves. Truly, we get that power awakened inside us that we can use it because it sounds very fantastic and unbelievable, but that is what happens. And there's a lot of research that has happened on Sergio. Various scientists across the world by now, people even have got PhDs in curing through Sahaj Yoga, and there's no effort needed. By no effort of our own can we sprout a seed. By no effort on our own can we breathe. All of these things that are the living processes, they happen spontaneously on their own because that is how the world has been made by the divine, by God. That everything is set in place and it happens on its own. Similarly, we also have been built like that. But the time had to come for us to get it, Amas. That's a different story, and there's much to talk about that as well. But we have all been built in to get it, which is why the only thing that needs to be done is the seed needs to be put in the mother earth. That is all. And then it awakens on its own. Verifiable, when we say verifiable, It means that you feel the vibrations on your hands, which we call as the Param Chaitanya, the all-pervading power of God. We say that God is in every molecule around us. You've heard it in Hindu religion at least. So then why don't we feel Him? Why don't we know Him? For the first time, you feel that power flowing through you. You yourself use that power, and that power you can ask absolute questions, you can get the right answer. You don't need an outside help to tell you should do this, you should do that. That is how powerful you can become with Sahaja. So it is completely unique. There's no comparison to Sahaja out there. We're talking about you yourself becoming your own guru, your own master, your own guide. So there's enough talk, and there is so much in Sahaj Yoga that is, sort of the theory part of it. Shree Mataji has explained Sahaj Yoga in Hindi, English, and Marathi languages in thousands of her lectures. All across the world, she traveled and she spread the word. The Sahaj Yoga is now practiced in about 150 countries. People of all religion and types do practice it and meditate in collectivity and at home as well. But the most important bit is the actual self-realization. What do I get out of it is supposed to be your sort of attitude right now. So we'll not talk about the subtle system inside right now, but you can see this chart, and there are various chakras that you would have heard of by now inside us, and there are three main channels. What happens when we meditate right now is that we feel these chakras and channels on our palms. You can see there are colors shown on our fingers. This is the status of our different chakras that are shown here. They're not really shown here because we don't go into details right now. It's too soon for that. But what you will do is when you meditate, you can keep your palms open and you'll feel the chakras and the vibrations on your hands when you meditate. So there are some steps to be done before uh, we get our realization or we get to ourselves. So we'll see those steps right now with our eyes open. Just with open eyes, first we'll see. Then we will do meditation with our eyes closed. So he said that everything is built in. Part of that is also that we are made out of five elements. And we use those five elements in meditation to sort of put ourselves into balance first before we go for the meditation. So this is the first step that we'll do. We'll keep our left hand open in our lap like this and put the right hand on the Mother Earth. This is the first step. Left hand open in our lap. So we are just seeing the steps right now. Later on, we'll do the steps with our eyes closed. Right? So just see that we keep our left hand open in our lap. The right hand is put on the Mother Earth. The next step is we put the right hand in our lap and left hand is put towards the ether. The right hand in our lap and left hand put towards the ether element, the sky. Then the next is we put both the hands on the Mother Earth. So we'll have these three steps in meditation. This is for balancing ourselves. After these three steps, we will have some more steps that we'll do. And we'll just look at the steps. So this is how we sit. We sit comfortably, cross-legged if you're sitting down. On a chair also it's possible. But we'll sit a little straight, not very straight, and keep both the hands open in our lap. Then we'll keep the left hand open in our lap as this and put the right hand on our heart. Right hand on the heart, left hand on our lap. We'll have some prayers here. Then we'll keep the left hand open in our lap and put the right hand on our forehead across. On our forehead across, and we'll bend our head forward a little. Again, we'll have some prayers here. The last step will put the right hand at the top of our head. We'll stretch our fingers completely and place the center of our palm on the fontanel bone area. This was the soft bone when we were kids. This is a very special place inside us called as the Brahmarand. Here we'll press our palm and move it in a clockwise direction. We press our palm at the fontanel bone area at the top of our head and move it in a clockwise direction so that our scalp moves along with our hand. This will do, and have some prayers. Then we will seal the vibrations at the top of our head also. So these are all the steps that we will do. Now, the important bit here is that we're talking about something very, very big. Something that we have heard of is being done in the past by great saints and achieved after great tapasya and all of that. How can something like this happen to us as normal human beings in such a short time? So the answer to that is, Shree Mataji explains that in the tree of life, earlier there were one or two flowers. Now the blossom time is now. So all of us have to get it from us. And we can understand that if we don't get to our self-realization as a collective, then the things that we hear of, it means that we are truly doomed and God has left us like that. But that's not so. Once we achieve it as a collective, will improve all of us. And that is why it's so important and vital that we achieve our self-realization today. The need of the hour has made it such that we can all get it very easy. But it happens by Shree Mataji's grace. Now, why? And that is a big question that can come to our head. To get our self-realization, we must have a realized soul giving it to us. Shree Mataji, now we have to assume this, was a great realized soul, let's say. And her photograph emanates those vibrations, those chaitanya, that make it possible for us to get it. I use this example all the time, but we've heard of Shivaji Maharaj, all of us. And he had a guru who was a great realized soul himself, Ramdas Swami. Once Shivaji Maharaj asked him that how long does it take for one to get to their self-realization? And the guru answered by saying, Rajan, it happens in the split of a second. Sachin, by the time you take your leg from one side of the horse to the other. That's what he said. But you need someone who can give it and someone who can take it. Srimad is the only one whose real photograph is available. And that photograph emanates those vibrations that make it possible. So we'll have utmost respect for the photo. It's not a normal photo. You don't get it in the market. We'll sit cross-legged if sitting down or on chairs and keep both our hands open in a lap. Sit a little straight, not very straight. And we'll look at Shree Mataji's photograph respectfully with the only ardent desire in sight that I must get my self-realization. That is the highest that one must achieve in their lives to make our lives better, to make meaning out of our life. We will close our eyes now slowly and we'll bring our attention inside. Let's see if we can do it. Now, we will do the steps that we had just seen. If you don't remember, I'll still keep telling the steps. And we'll have some prayers along with them. We'll not open our eyes during meditation now. That's very important. We'll keep our eyes closed. Now, we'll keep the left hand open in our lap and put the right hand on the Mother Earth. This is for balancing our three channels. So, this particular step is for balancing our left channel. We will have some prayers here. Mother, please take out all the impurities from my left channel through the Mother Earth. Mother, please take out all the excessive emotional thoughts and past thoughts from the left channel to the Mother Earth. We'll bring our attention on our left palm also and see what is happening here. Mother, please bring my left channel, Ira Nadi, into complete balance. We'll bring the right hand into our lap and put the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Here, we'll pray. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances from my right channel through the ether element. Our right hand is in our lap and left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. We will also keep our attention on both our palms and see what is happening here. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Now we shall place both the hands on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, please bring me into complete balance. Mother, please bring me into the center, into the present. Whatever imbalances and impurities are still left from my left and right channel, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Now we'll bring both the hands back into our lap. And now for the next steps, we'll keep the left hand open in our lap as is and place the right hand on our heart. Left hand open in our lap as is and the right hand on our heart. We'll press it a bit. Here we have to say one great truth. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Actually, we are not this body, mind, thoughts, personality. Whatever we think of ourselves, all of this is a myth and is on the outside and is not eternal. The only eternal thing is the spirit. So this is a truth that we are asserting. Mother, I am the pure spirit. The power inside, which we call as Kundalini, is very happy to hear this from us, and she knows that we are gearing up towards getting our realization, which is the only goal of that power. So we say it with full confidence that Mother, I am the pure spirit. Now, as we are the pure spirit, we are not guilty of anything. We must not feel guilty for anything small or big, and we should leave it to God to judge. Because feeling guilty, we can't feel the vibrations on our hands in meditation. It's very detrimental. So there's a reason behind that which we'll discuss later on. But we'll say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Again, with full confidence. Whatever wrong we may think we may have done, it's nothing compared to the ocean of love and forgiveness that is the all pervading power. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we'll place this hand, right hand again, on our forehead across like we would when we would have a headache. Keep the left hand open in our lap as this. We'll bend our head forward a little. Here we'll pray. Mother, I forgive everyone. Don't have to remember anyone. Don't take anybody's name. Just say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. By not forgiving, we actually don't do anything. But when we forgive, we leave it for, again, the all pervading to judge and take care of. So we say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now we'll place this hand at the back of our head and push back our head towards the sky. Left hand open in our lap, right hand at the back of our head where we place the pillow, and push back our head completely towards the sky. Here we have to say that, oh God, if I have done any wrong against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. O Lord, if I have done any wrong against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. We can now bring the right hand back into our lap to rest it a bit. Keep the left hand open in our lap again. And now place the right hand at the top of our head. The center of our palm must be placed at the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone when we were kids. And we'll place the right hand's palm, push it, and move it so that the scalp moves along with our palm in a clockwise direction. We will move our palm so that the scalp of our head moves along with the palm in a clockwise direction. And we'll bend our head forward here. Here we must ask for our self-realization. Shree Mataji cannot give it unless we do. So we have to pray, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Very humbly we have to ask, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my Atma-sanction. Mother, please give me my yoga beginning with the beginning. Mother, please give me my self-realization. We'll bring the hand back into our lap and place both the hands in our lap. We'll keep our attention where our hand was just now and sit for meditation for a few seconds. Now we will bring our attention to both of our palms. At the center of our palms, we'll see very minutely, it could be a very subtle feeling. We'll see if there is a cool breeze coming out of our hands. This Param Chaitanya, as described by Adi Shankaracharya, is called it that when you get the mother's blessing, you feel Salilam Salilam Chaitanya. That means cool breeze. Are we feeling it right now on our palm? In one palm or both? Could be hot also right now. We'll bring our attention to the tips of our fingers. Is there some tingling on one or the other finger right now? It could be like an ant crawling or some itching. These fingers are representative of our chakras inside. These particular chakras may not be okay, which is why we get this. Which can be put all right later on. We don't need to worry. Now, again, we'll bring the right hand at the top of our head where we had pressed it at the top of our fontanelle bone area and raise it just a few inches above the fontanelle bone area. We'll move the palm a few inches above the fontanelle bone area and move our hand front, back, left, right. See if there's a cool breeze coming out of our head from a particular place. Move it left, right, front, back. See if there is a cool breeze. Could be hot also. You place the right hand back into a lap and now see the same thing with the left hand. We'll place the left hand just a few inches above our fontanelle bone area. Move it back and forth, left and right. See if there's a cool breeze coming out. Now, as a last step, we'll put both the hands completely up, elbows stretched straight, and open the palms up towards the sky, push back our head, and ask one of these three questions 3 times. Oh God, is this the divine power? Is this the all pervading power of your love that does everything? Is this what we call as the Param Chaitanya or Brahma Chaitanya? Any one of these three questions you ask 3 times. Now we'll bring back our hands back into our lap. In answer to those questions, the vibrations would have improved on your hand. And keep our attention at the top of our head, in the frontal bone area, and sit in quiet meditation again for a few seconds. Now we shall slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. We'll bring our hands in a namaskar to Kundalini power inside Shree Mataji and thank them for this blissfulness. What has happened today, you'll find that there are no thoughts right now, is the first step of thoughtless awareness, is the sprouting of the seed which needs to become a tree. For us to establish this experience and this happening inside us. You yourself know so much more by learning and experimenting this power that started going through you. But you must give it a chance to get established. And that is a big responsibility on it. There's nothing much to be done, really. but we need to spend 5 10 minutes in the morning and the evening to meditate. And if possible, we should always go to the centers of Sahaja Yoga, which are all across the world now, for collective meditation. That is the best way to grow and establish yourself. Again, Sahaja Yoga is completely free of cost. Everywhere, anywhere you go. As Shree Mataji has said that it is so invaluable that you cannot pay for it. How you can join us through the WhatsApp groups, etc., and learn more, something that now Mayank will help you. Yes, Shree Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji to everyone. If anyone has any questions, any doubts, or you want to share your experience, how you felt, you can do so in the chat on YouTube stream. We have also shared the link to our Zoom meeting. If you want to join this meeting, you can join and talk to us, ask any questions if you have. As we told at the beginning of this session, we conduct this online meditation session for self-realization every day on the same YouTube channel. 3 times every day, these channels are streamed live. The first one at 8 a.m., the second one at 4:15 p.m., and then the third one at 7:45 p.m. You can join the YouTube channel by clicking on the link which we have provided in the comment, so that you can get all the notifications for these sessions. And also for new seekers, we have uploaded many tutorial videos explaining about the chakras, and also many workshop sessions are there available on this YouTube channel. So you can go through these to understand more about Sahaja Yoga. Also, we share the links to the daily sessions on our WhatsApp group as well as we share the lectures of Shree Mataji, some books, other materials on our WhatsApp group. You can join this group by clicking on the link provided in the chat, or you can share your WhatsApp number in the chat. We will add you. Jai Shri Mataji.
Yes, Shree Mataji. As there are no questions, I believe, maybe we can end the session with Shree Mataji's permission.
Yes, there are no questions.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in. And thanks, Shree Mataji, for this blissful experience. We're ending the session now. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.